I've got a question for you. The question is, this might sound very bonkers. Why can't I read phone numbers? Right, so we don't need to be specific about phone numbers, but why can't I read a whole row of numbers? I literally can't do it. I have to do all this with my head and that with my head, and I still find it, unless a number is really massive, I just can't read a row of numbers. Do you know why that is?
That's really interesting. And is it specific to numbers? So if you had letters the same size, you wouldn't struggle with that?
Well, so I wouldn't necessarily struggle with letters because I can guess what a word is. So if there's a T and an E and an N and I can't see the second letter, I could probably guess there's an H because I can decipher words. Like I can join the dots and make myself know what that's going to be. But numbers, a sequence of numbers, are usually just random, so I can't know what the next number is going to be through a guess.
Got it. I think you've just answered your own question.
I think that makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Because you're essentially getting clues with reading, and people have done studies. There's all sorts of science on reading strategies, and there's even some on reading strategies for people with nystagmus and visual impairment. And actually, if you can even give people a page of text where tactically some of the words just have letters missing, and you can read it quickly and not even notice, because your brain has already decided half what that word is before you've even inputted it into your brain. Do you know what I mean? Which fits with exactly what you're saying. You've got clues, you've got context that tells you that's probably a the, so actually I don't need to worry too much about looking for the H in the middle, that kind of thing. I suspect that's what it is. I think what you've noticed and what you think is the case is exactly what's happening, because numbers have no clue. The previous number doesn't tell you anything about what the next number is going to be, full stop, does it?
And is that related to nystagmus, like not being able to focus on something for a long period of time?
I think so. I think probably the number specific bit of it is because of exactly what you just said, that unpredictability about what the next number is. So you literally need to see every number, whereas reading words and paragraphs and sentences, you don't actually need to see every letter. You get more clues than that. So that probably explains that nuance. In terms of why it's a struggle to read them both, absolutely. It's a combination of vision being lower, so actual visual acuity, ability to tell, how far apart things are, or see one dot versus two dots, that kind of stuff, but also nystagmus. Because nystagmus makes reading quite different, because if your eyes are doing this, and that's sort of what you're trying to do, but maybe the other way to read, that becomes really complex really quickly. So people read slightly differently when you have nystagmus as well. And again, there's quite a lot of research on that. But it's a combination of those things that makes reading full stop difficult. But then with numbers, the added difficulty is you literally need to see every single number. I think that probably explains it, yeah. Yeah, interesting. Good observation.
If you've got anything else you want us to discuss or any burning questions you want us to answer, then please put it in the comments below.
And if you could press some of those buttons at the bottom, the heart ones, the thumb ones, whatever they are, apparently that's good to get people to see these videos. So please do that.